Welcome to the Batman Drew podcast. The podcast is about life, fandom, and all the other random shit in between. And we're going to jump right into today's episode. It's all about the life updates. So, this morning marked a first for Grayson. He started school this morning. The little booger is now old enough to be in pre-K, and I don't know how I feel about that. I am really excited. I'm really proud of him. We only have one child, so we only plan on having one, so we're only gonna experience the first day of school one time in our lives. And I know that over time it'll not be that as much of a big deal, right? But this morning he was excited. He got up ready for school. So it was just really cool to be able to experience that. I left Riley House to work for the company I'm working for now, specifically because I wanted a better work-life balance. I wanted to be able to experience things like this. There was no doubt in my mind that the last employer that I was at, I would have had to have worked in some form or fashion because I would have been traveling, I would have been opening stores, I would have been doing something that would have not allowed me to be able to be there for my son's first day of school. So this morning I considered myself very, very grateful, just very happy to be able to experience that. And I know Scarlett was really excited for him as well. I will tell you, one of the things that we thought was really the most fun was we went out and bought him school supplies. And the reason why that really stood out is because I remember when I was a kid and getting ready for school, we'd have to go to our local churches or donation centers, and we'd have to scrounge up everything we could to be able to afford me school supplies for school. And so knowing where I came from to where we were there, where Grayson was a little kid in the aisles, being able to pick out a notebook, he wanted dinosaurs on it, he wanted just all the really cool stuff, being able to provide that for him, I don't know, thought it was super cool, and I was pretty excited about it. Also, since the last time we chatted, I have aired my first episode of my documentary series, Untapped Potential. It's on my one of my playlists here on my YouTube channel, and it actually got more views than I expected it to. I didn't necessarily have any expectations going in. I was just trying to make sure I managed my expectations, because although I was excited, I don't have a huge social media following, and I was very, very surprised. I think right now it's over 500 views on YouTube so far. And so for the first episode of a documentary that no one asked for, I was pretty pleased with that. I was pretty happy. And honestly, I'm just super proud of the fact that I'm doing it, that we're getting these episodes out, and that a community came together. People who did not know me, who knew nothing about me, came together to be able to help me with this documentary. About Magic the Gathering, and specifically these first few episodes about the Final Fantasy collab. So yeah, you know what, it's been a roller coaster over the last couple of weeks because mental health and things like that, but at the end of the day, I am extremely proud of the progress that I've made over the last couple of weeks. Seeing my kids start school, the documentary series, working on things with Scarlett, and just being able to enjoy time with my family. It's made a difference. Alright, let's jump into the news of fandom. We got a few things for you here first. So, in a world where I would have never imagined myself watching K-pop Demon Hunters, not only did I watch it, not only did I not hate it, but I love most of the music from it. I am more shocked than anyone else because this is not made for me. I'm not the target audience for this movie, but it tells you just how good of a job they did to be able to try to make it inclusive to everyone. And so, to no surprise, K-pop Demon Hunters is coming to theaters with a sing-along version the 23rd and 24th of August. And I'm not going. But I think that is exciting for the fans of the genre. I think that it's exciting for Netflix, who is kind of breaking out of their mold of streaming only, and seeing how big and popular this is, and realizing that like there's money to be made there, which is not a bad thing, right? Like, I think we need more theatrical release movies. And so, should this movie it came out in theaters, like I keep hearing that argument, should it came out in theaters originally? I don't know. On one hand, movies it's a fact, do have a better life on streaming after they've released in theaters. Like that's not up for a debate. It's fact. It's there. The info's there. But I think that I will tell you that the argument I have against that for this movie is, had you had released it in theaters first, I don't think I would have ever watched it. And not that I'm the end-all be-all, right? But this movie only gets to where it's at right now with people who are not fans of K-pop taking interest in this movie. And I think the fact that it was streaming and released on Netflix allowed it to be able to get an audience of people who, like, I wouldn't have been ashamed to go see it in the theater, but I'm not the target demographic. So it allowed for people like me to be able to watch it without any shame, I guess. And I think that's what helped catapult it. Like, I think if I had heard the music first prior to seeing it, and it was all over the place like it is now, which I don't think it would have been had it not been for Netflix and streaming, but I think I probably would have just got tapped out, and I would have not had, because the music's not only good, but it's good in context to the movie. And I think that's important, because I think if you just hear the music without seeing the movie, I don't know if the music is going to hit as well. Look, Netflix has broken all sorts of records with this movie. Over 26 million people viewed it within the first 6 weeks. I was one of them. And the soundtrack, again, particularly the Golden song, is a major hit. And it's not only just because of K-pop fans, but it transitions the genre, and it allows for people like me who aren't a fan of it to really engage with it and get into it. It's the second most watched Netflix movie on Netflix, with over 180 million views in total. And then the records, they just continue to keep setting. It was the soundtrack was number 2 on the Billboard's 200 chart. The song Golden, again, hit number 6 on the top 100 chart. And so I think that honestly, the release, like, it's going to be a limited release in theaters, obviously, but the fact that you're giving this an opportunity to be able to breathe, for fans to be able to come and enjoy themselves in a sing-along version, which I can't even imagine how awful that would be to be in that theater. But again, I'm not the guy for it, right? But I think that being able to take people and giving them a place to be able to show off their fandom, that's never a bad thing. But I think what it will do is, when they get all the money, because they're going to get all the money, they're going to sell out of these showings, I think we're going to see a sequel in theaters, and I think that's pretty exciting. Alright, moving forward, I've got to say that I will never, ever, ever, ever believe what any actor has to say about their participation in any movie. So, I think they're all liars. I think they troll us, and I think they love doing it. With that being said, Ryan Reynolds posted on his Instagram this photo. And I cannot tell you how ridiculously excited I am about the thought of Deadpool being in the next couple of Avengers movies, whether it's Doomsday or Secret Wars. I think that if you're Marvel, why wouldn't you have him in this movie? Like, I'm not big on changing your story and forcing characters in just for the sake of forcing them in, but I will tell you that if you have an opportunity and it makes sense with the story, that it's a stupid idea to not have Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool in this movie. Like, this has been your largest grossing movie since Endgame by far with the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. You need to have Deadpool in this. And Ryan Reynolds is super intelligent. He's smart. He's very savvy when it comes to his social media presence. So there's no way he wouldn't have known that we were going to come to conclusions about him being in the Avengers movies. Like, that's what he wants. And so what I do question is the authenticity of this post in relation to Marvel. Because Ryan Reynolds is not afraid to leak footage to be able to kind of get what he wants. And if he wants to be in this movie, I could see him subtly dropping a post pretending as if he is teasing his presence in this movie to see how the world reacts and to try to negotiate his way into this movie. That leaked Deadpool footage that came out to get the first Deadpool movie made, we all know that wasn't leaked. Like, that was Ryan Reynolds putting that out there for the world, and I don't care what he has to say. It is what it is. It worked. So, is this that? Right? I think there's so many questions, and the fact that Ryan Reynolds is just a master when it comes to social media. I'm really interested to see how this will pan out. But let's go with the assumption for a minute that he is in the movie. What role does he play? Because this movie, if we're talking about Doomsday specifically, it's already a stacked cast. There's rumors that they are going to have another Chair Watch Part 2 where they're going to show off other people who are going to be in this movie. So that just means the cast is only going to get larger. And in an Avengers movie, you obviously have, it's an ensemble movie, but it's Avengers Doomsday, so you have to assume that Robert Downey Jr. is the central point of this movie. And so with that being said, is Deadpool just comic relief? Does he serve a narrative purpose of being in the movie? Like, what is his presence going to say about Doomsday? And on one hand, I think that a good comic relief to this movie would obviously, I think that would go a long way, because when you look at the people who they've casted so far, not that none of them are funny, but it seems to be taking a very serious tone. And so I think you do need that little bit of comic relief. But is it going to stick out like a sore thumb? Like, is it going to be off-putting to have Ryan Reynolds in this movie just cracking jokes if that's the only purpose that he's going to serve? Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Ryan Reynolds is not going to be in Doomsday. I think that he is setting up for an appearance in Secret Wars, because I think everyone's going to be in Secret Wars. And this is just a thought. I might be completely wrong, but I see a world where we reboot the MCU. Not just a soft reboot, not just a little bit of recasting, but a hard reboot of the MCU, with the exception of the Merc with a Mouth. I think that Ryan Reynolds survives the MCU. I think that we could even get glimpses of, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. And I think by the time it's all said and done, Deadpool transitions us, the fans, into the new Marvel Cinematic Universe. Speaking of Marvel Cinematic Universe, let's talk Spider-Man. So this little clip came out of Spider-Man in his new suit for Brand New Day. And the suit is fine. I don't care. I'm not really a Spider-Man suit purist. I think the only one that I really care to see on screen one day would be the Scarlet Spider one, because, like, as a kid, as a teenager growing up, I just loved that version of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and I think it would be really cool to get Ben Reilly into it, like, several movies down the road. But obviously, for right now, he had to get a new suit. I know that's a few subtle changes in the suit, but I actually preferred the one that he finished with after Spider-Man No Way Home, because I think that one, like, it was brighter. It was, I don't know, just had, I guess, more vibrant colors to it. But okay, fine. New suit. It looks fine. The promotion for this movie, he's walking through the double doors of this, like, warehouse, like, slash, like, almost like it was obviously a studio where they're shooting the movie, but walks through these double doors, comes up, he's smiling, see the new suit, and he says, "Are we ready?" And he goes off to assumably shoot the movie. What I love about this is that it is, like, the suit's fine, the marketing's fine. But you are hyping us up and getting us excited for the movie without showing us things from the movie. And my largest complaint that I've had with Captain America, Brave New World, and then Fantastic Four is that Marvel is showing us too much in their trailers. Spoiler for Fantastic Four, but it's been out for a while. If you wanted to see it, you would have seen it. The problem with Fantastic Four is that we knew the entirety of the movie long before we actually saw the movie. The trailers gave away too much. And that's not something that I thought Marvel had a problem with prior to Endgame, but post Endgame it seemed to have gotten worse and worse, and I thought the Fantastic Four was the epitome of that. Like I think we ruined dramatic plot points in Fantastic Four because we showed too much. So get us excited for Spider-Man. Like this, little things like this behind the scenes gets us excited for the movie. Get us excited for Spider-Man, but just don't show too much. And especially because this movie's loaded. You have, from what I understand, you have the Hulk in there. You have Punisher going to be in there. The rumor mill of different characters and stuff, and you know what villains we could potentially see, like Scorpion, and potentially a Venom Scorpion, which I think would still be kind of cool. I know that they're going to tease things, and I just think we need to get back to where Marvel used to be, where like we went into movies not knowing just how awesome it was going to be. We just trusted it. Like we didn't have to know everything that the movie was going to give us, because we trusted Marvel to present us an excellent movie, and they haven't done that in the last few years. And we've gone from walking into a Marvel movie expecting it to be great to walking into a Marvel movie just hoping that it's okay. Just hoping it's not going to be a bomb. Just hoping that we're going to have some kind of enjoyment in it. And I think that sucks. Let's get back to it, right? And I think we are. Fantastic Four wasn't my favorite movie, but I enjoyed it. Brave New World was garbage. Whatever. Thunderbolt was an amazing movie. I love Thunderbolts. So I think we're heading in the right direction for the MCU. But I think when it comes down to what stories they're going to give us, what plot points they're going to give us, and how we're going to address the MCU, less is more. Show us things like this all day long. Get us excited about the production of the movie, especially since they pushed back Doomsday. And so Spider-Man Brand New Day is our next MCU movie to come up. Get us pumped, get us excited. Stay away from the spoilers. Alright, so we don't have much in the way of news for random news topics for today's episode. But I do want to be able to come out and address one thing. AMC, over the last couple of days, has come out, AMC Theaters, they've come out and said, hey, we understand that the movie-going experience is not the best. We understand that when you come to one of our movies, that you have to wait in lines, you have to pay for overpriced popcorn and drinks, because that's the way they make money. That's fine. We understand that it's a time commitment to come in, and we also understand that in that time commitment, you truly don't know when the movie is going to start. So we're going to try to adjust a couple of things, which is, you know what, bravo, cool. The one thing that they decided to do to address is the time of the pre-show commercials and trailers. They came out and said, look, we actually found out that we show more trailers than any other movie theater, so we want to be able to reduce that. So instead of the 19 trailers that they show, they're going to only show 18. Fine, okay? So you're going to be in standard with other movie theaters. Okay. And then we want to eliminate pre-show commercials. And they decided that the one commercial that they wanted to get rid of was not the fucking Nicole Kidman ad. Not the Coca-Cola, like whichever one they're showing now, hop on a roller coaster, or two people fall in love drinking a Coke, or whatever the fuck they're showing. No, they decided that the one thing that they wanted to get rid of is to silence your cell phone ads. First of all, cool. You cut 30 seconds. Whatever. Secondly, people don't really watch that ad anyways. Like, I don't think for my wife it works. Because regardless if she already has her phone on silent or not, she checks it when that ad comes up, just to make sure. But for the most of the people who go to the movies, they either have already silenced their cell phones or they don't fucking care and they're assholes in the movie, and that ad's not going to help them one way or the other. But you want to better the movie-going experience by getting rid of one of the ads that will help the movie-going experience. A few weeks ago, I decided that I'm just completely done with AMC Theaters. I'm done going to AMC Theaters. I'm done giving them my money. I stopped my subscription to A-List. You know what, like, they come out with some cool popcorn buckets, but as a collector, I'm just going to have to say no, because the experience of going to AMC Theaters sucks. And I'm sure not all AMC Theaters are the same, and I'm sure it really does have to do with your management and your employees and things like that. But at the end of the day, the AMC Theaters that we have in Oklahoma are terrible, and I don't want to go there anymore. Management sucks. The employees have shitty service. It's always dirty. And I know that it's hard to run a movie theater. I get it. I know that it can be difficult, but it's not impossible. And I think AMC is a shitty company. I think that their CEO took bonuses while their employees were having to be laid off during COVID. I think that when it comes to the decisions that the movie theater company decides to make, not only do they only seek out the most available profit to them, but they do it at the expense of their customers, which is slowly killing their business. It's killing the movie-going experience. So for AMC Theaters, cut your one trailer, cut your one ad talking about silence your cell phones, but understand that you're never going to be successful ever again. You're only going to experience a slow, painful death to your brand and your company until you prioritize your customer. And that means cleaner movie theaters. That means better projectors and better quality of sound. That means better guest experience and customer service. Keep the high price points on things like popcorn and soda. I get it. You got to make your money somewhere. Focus on the experience of your customers, because right now, that's the thing that sucks just terribly. Listen, guys, just always remember the awkward moments that are in between life and death. Those are the ones that are the most fun. I just want to thank you guys for being here with me today. I really appreciate you guys checking the episode, watching it. We kind of changed up the format a little bit. Hopefully it flows better. I don't ramble near as much. But if you've listened to this podcast all the way through, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for sharing in this experience with me. And just always remember to like and subscribe and all that other kind of fun stuff, guys. So listen, I will catch you next time at the same Batman Drew time on the same Batman Drew channel. Thanks, guys.